and I'll let you make your point. But for those who are in favor of gay marriage, now those who are opposed, about a third of them, a little more than a third, if you're for gay marriage and that one-third is opposed to it, they're not going to vote for you. Now, the flip side is, for those people who support gay marriage, and I'm not necessarily talking about gays, but this may include gays, but those who support gay marriage, only a fifth would use that as a litmus test. In other words, if you are opposed to gay marriage, only a fifth of them will hold it against you at the polls. Whereas if you're opposed to gay marriage or for gay marriage, and the person is opposed to it, they're far more likely not to vote for you. So those numbers may not seem that big, but basically what it is saying is that people will respect you more if you just state your position and stick to it. And that it is far more important for Christian people that you actually act like a Christian than it is for non-Christian people, whether you act like a Christian or not.
Well, getting back to the Boy Scout thing, Dr. K, I mean, yes, we generally think of Boy Scout leaders, and this is what Gates said. He wants it to be okay for openly gay scoutmasters to work with boys. Now, this is someone we want our young boys and young becoming men to look up to, you know, as a role model, etc. What do you think? I mean, you know, if a person is openly gay, let's say he, you know, comes in and he's, I hate to use the word a flame, but they use that in their own community.
Yep.
If a man's a flame, is he the proper role model to raise boys up to be like?
No. Not in that scenario.
And how can you say that without being anti-gay?
Well, it's because it's not that you're looking at that 1% of population that he's going to be in charge of. You know, he's going to be in charge of, you know, the other 99% of the population, because that's who you have in, you know, those societies. I was a Boy Scout, and I'm sorry, that's not...
Scoutmasters were tough guys.
Oh man,
tough men.
Yeah, tough men, and you know they raised us right. Taught us all the things we needed to know to make us better.
And sexuality was never mentioned. It wasn't allowed to be mentioned.
It wasn't part of it.
Well, see, and therein is the key here. That is the bottom line to all of this, is that in the Boy Scouts, none of that should be at play here.
Yeah.
Which means that if you want to be a gay scoutmaster, you better go back in the closet, is basically what I'm saying. Yeah. And if you are a heterosexual and you want to be a scoutmaster, you better keep that in the closet.
Yep.
Sex and Boy Scouts doesn't go together.
It's sex and Girl Scouts, same thing. Exactly. Any one of the, you go to Awana, you can go to any one of those. It's not part of the curriculum.
Right.
You know, I didn't go to join the Boy Scouts to learn about sex.
No.
But then the Boy Scouts learn how to do camping and go out shooting and, you know, do all these other good things.
Right, but the Scout movement was started as a Christian organization.
Yes.
It is no longer that.
True.
All right? I mean, you talk about the Boy Scouts. What happened? We read recently about the Girl Scouts. Now,
wait, on
boys
that, real quick.
cross-dress are allowed to be in the Girl Scouts.
About that, as far as a Christian organization, now, when I took the oath, there were references to God. Has that been taken away? Do you know?
I haven't seen the oath in a long time.
I'm sure the atheists will have done their best to get rid of it, and they probably succeed, because everyone is laying down and playing dead whenever a leftist movement
Gates did
points a finger.
Gates did say that this would not necessarily have to be in effect in a community where the local churches had financed that particular Boy Scout troop or whatever. But still, it opens up the slippery slope.
It's a matter of time. That's all. You let the camel's nose in the tent, the rest is going to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Once they start this policy in any part of the country.
I'll talk to you about another part of a camel in a minute.
Yeah. By the way, do they have Boy Scouts in South Africa, Aubrey?
Yes, they do.
Is it?
It used to be a very strong movement, yes.
Was it called the Boy Scouts?
Yes.
Was it Christian-based?
Yes, very much so.
Were you one?
No. I was a good Jewish boy when I was young.
Oh, is that right? Good. Yeah. Didn't know that.
Yeah. See, I am a hive of useless information.
Listen, don't feel bad. Ted Cruz started out as a Catholic, became a Mormon, and is now a Baptist. So he's been around the block.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of going around the block, if you're out there heading around the block, I hope you're listening to us on AM660theanswer.com. We got another break coming up, and then we got another segment coming up. So please don't go away. I want to talk just a little bit more about Ramadi and reset the table for Mr. Obama, who thought that, why there was problems there for a long time. Yeah.
It's just a setback, Chris.
Since just a tactical setback, since about, 2000, I think it was 11.
We'll get it next Wednesday.
2010 that we pulled our troops out?
Yeah, we'll take care of it next Wednesday.
Yeah. All right. Don't go away. We got a lot more to say on the other side of the break.